let's talk about Raffi Torres. Where do I even start with Raffi Torres? Raffi Torres is the literal bane of my existence. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. Raffi Torres makes me hate hockey a little. And for those of you who know me, I love hockey. I talk about hockey all the time. I talk about hockey too much. I literally shovel ice for fun. Like, okay, I love hockey, obviously. Raffi Torres makes me not like hockey, and I'm gonna tell you why. The NHL has this thing. It's called the Department of Player Safety. And you'd think, right, that the Department of Player Safety would be very invested in the safety of the players. Right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe misleading title. I don't know. They don't give a shit. Like, let me just put that out there. Like, they literally don't care. Raffi Torres has been suspended 4 times for hits to the head of his opponent. He has been not suspended several times for doing the same exact thing that the NHL just decided, oh, well, that one doesn't count. He's not considered a repeat offender because he hasn't done it for the past 18 months until he hit Jacob Silverberg of the Anaheim Ducks and was suspended 41 games. So if you're a hockey fan, you know that a season is 82 games. And if you're good at math, you know that that's half a season that he was suspended for whacking Jacob Silverberg in the head. So the question I have is, why, if the NHL is willing to suspend someone 41 games because they're clearly dangerous, do they continue to let him come back? I mean, that's really the thing I struggle with, because clearly if you've suspended this guy 4 times already, even if you don't want to consider him a repeat offender because whatever bullshit rules the CBA has decided, okay, sorry. He's clearly an issue. He's clearly a liability. And the fact that the NHL does not put their players before the entertainment factor, like the safety of their players before the entertainment factor of somebody getting hit, frankly makes me a little nauseous. Because you have players like Sidney Crosby, you have players like Chris Pronger, you have players like Marian Hossa, who have suffered concussions, who their careers will never ever be the same. Chris Pronger had to retire. He can't even play baseball in his front yard with his sons because the winding motion of his arm makes him nauseous. You have Sidney Crosby, who, look, I'm not a Crosby fan, I'm a Flyers fan. Those two things aren't, you can't be both. But Crosby admittedly was, at one point, one of the best players in the league, one of the best players in the world. And then he got hit in the head in 2 different games, back-to-back. And he sat out for 2 seasons and has never been the same since. And you have Marian Hossa, who was hit by Raffi Torres, had to miss the rest of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So what I want to know is, you see the effect that these concussions have on these players and their lives. Forget their careers, their lives. And the NHL doesn't do anything about it. They don't. They've changed concussion protocol as far as making sure that players are getting screened, making sure that they're getting taken care of when they get a concussion, but they're not doing anything to prevent the concussions, because clearly the guy who's causing some of them is still on his skates. He's still threatening the lives of his opponents. He is still a liability. So what I have to say to the NHL, and I'm sure they'll never see this, but what I have to say to the NHL is that I cannot support a league, I cannot support an organization that does not prioritize the health and the lives of their players over monetary gain. Because really, that's not what hockey is. That's what hockey has become because of the NHL, but that's not what it should be. And look, I can go watch hockey pretty much anywhere else. I can go watch college hockey. I can go watch juniors hockey. The kids that still love it and aren't getting paid millions and millions of dollars a season. But, until something's done, I can't in good conscience keep watching a league that doesn't care if every once in a while a player goes down and doesn't get back up. So, I don't know what it'll do, but I've made a petition. I have a link in the description of this video. If you feel the same way I do, if I've persuaded you a little, to feel a little mad, then sign it. Maybe the NHL will take some notice, and maybe it'll really make some people safer. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time.